Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Today we're going to go over how to draw Colossus from Deadpool. Oh, I'm sorry, this is easy things to draw. I haven't said that. I'm going to be using a few. I'm going to be using a few different tools, and I'll kind of go over them as I bring them in. For now, I'm going to be using a pencil. It's one of those. It's a soft. It's a graphite 3B. I'm going to be using it just kind of for the. I don't know. A lot of this is going to be inked over, so you can kind of use anything you want. I'm going to use a 3B. Use a kneaded eraser. Kneaded erasers, those squishy ones, those are great. So I'm just going to be doing Colossus, like the top portion of his body. And I'm actually not really sure the pose. I know it's going to be an upper body pose. It's kind of him looking to the left. And I'm kind of going in here, tentatively putting in his head shape. It's going to be really soft. I'm going to try to keep this on one. I'm going to try to keep this on one layer. Kind of his neck, finding his neck shape. Chest here as well. See where that is on the camera. Yeah. Sometimes I gotta be careful it doesn't like run completely off the camera. So. Torso area, and then his arm runs down, and then he's got maybe his other. He got his hand up here. And that's kind of the the general structure I'm gonna have for him. Kind of the general, I mean placement mostly, not so much structure. Then go into his face. Hopefully you can kind of see this, guys, yeah, because the dude is real light. I'm not going to throw paper over it this time. Dividing his head into thirds for the brow line. Nose. I'm going to pull the nose a little bit higher to make the chin a little bit bigger. Jaw, pulling back to the jaw over here. And finding the ear. He's got this kind of crew cut thing. And doing this pretty loosely. You may not haven't actually gone in and kind of like formed anything out. Everything's relatively loose. Everything is still movable. Kind of back the pectoral shapes, finding those here. Upper abs. Bicep over here on this side. Got the deltoid, the bicep, the tricep in the back. And then there's a couple of middle, like brachialis, and then brachioradialis, which comes around the corner into the arm. Does that show up? Yeah. Same thing on this side. Got his deltoid. The deltoid above the shoulder, ties down the center. Brachialis. Tricep. Bicep in the front here. And then from the inner arm, you have the brachioradialis, which ties around. It goes down the arm. Excuse me. I don't know, I had a yawn. And then you have the outside of the forearm, the flexors. Trying to figure out what I want. I think I just kind of want this arm out, like his hand out, like he's mid doing something. Oh no. Yeah, let me do that. This is just another approach to show you guys. It's very similar in my thought process, but it's a little bit different of approach. It's a little like it's same thing. It starts with that messiness, like slight messiness, you know. But I'm thinking it out in a way too. It's trying to make it form slowly. I'm gonna go into the face a little bit more, and I'm gonna try to straighten that out. So let me zoom in on that. I'm gonna go into the face, and I'm gonna try to sort it a little bit. Getting that brow line. Straightening out that eye. He's got like no pupils. Going to the other side. And then trying to repair that eye. Not so much repair it, but get it to look decent. Cheekbone. Pulling the nose down. The mouth. I'm taking on a serious look. Chin. Not that pretty big chin. Strong dude. Back of the jaw. Ear. And then I'm gonna kind of bring down his hair a little bit. Very similar like with things like the Hulk. You gotta make their head a little bit smaller to make them appear bigger, the rest of them. some of the way the proportions work. Trapezius. Smoothing out that mouth a little bit. Kind of evening out certain other things. I'm starting to kind of see it form a little bit more. You know, you throw another pass over it. Again, going to the deltoid, pushing some of those items. Let me see. Zooming out. I'm gonna the next thing. I mean, a lot of the deltoid stuff that's kind of relatively easy for me, at least. So what I want to do is kind of go into the hand right there. The hand is the next part where I need to kind of fix. So I'm going to zoom into that. Top knuckle here. 4. And he's going to have it folded over. And then the wrist. Bicep again. Let's see here, go to the wrist. Radius pokes out. It's essentially kind of a gauntlet-like thing. And he has like cloth. I want to have that over there as well. I think at this point I could definitely go into the actual inking process of it, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to have a this ink brush. It's basically a Pigma brush, and I'm going to be kind of going into that. So it's kind of going in with this brush pen. See, it's a brush tip, and I'm going to go in and find some of the larger shadow first. It's a little bit different. I'm going to a little bit less defined than I normally do. Normally I go on to line out everything. This time I'm finding large masses of dark and filling them in. It's just another, like I said, slightly different approach to drawing. I mean, to, I guess, inking per se. down here. I'm just looking at the big, like I said, obvious points. And it's weird because it's being a little bit loose, but not really. Went into his hair. A lot of dark. It's weird because everything's kind of reflective, so you take that into account. It's going to be... You take it into account, but it's not that much different, to be honest. I mean, there's no reflectiveness here because his costume will cover it. Trying to do the costume reminiscent of the one he had in Deadpool, the movie. You know, something near it, but not exactly it. And continuing to place certain obvious shadows, like that. And come down here. His eyes. Again, just placing any large darks. Like I said, anything obvious. Let's continue to find where exactly the darks will be placed. And I think that's about the one big one inside his face he has because of his cheekbone. So what I'm going to do is well, am I going to change that out yet? I'm going to keep this handy, but I'm also going to change it out for another micron or another. Okay, so now that I have a lot of the darks in there, I'm going to be using this. It's going to be a. It's kind of scratched off. It's a Prismacolor. I believe it's a size 3. It says, but it's going to be like a finer, something finer to kind of go through. Now that I have a lot of the darks, I can kind of manipulate a lot of the edges, and that's going to be kind of up to me, really. You know what I mean? In terms of what I'm going to do. For example, I'm going to add the rivets that he has in his look. They kind of go across his arm. For the most part, that stuff's pretty simple. I'm going to give him that look where he has in the movie, so he has his arm out. He has his arm out, so so yeah. And I'm just going to follow it. I'm going to follow the linear portion. I'm going to follow it like there's ants crawling on him. You know what I mean? You're really thinking in 3D when you're doing this. Go to the gauntlets. He doesn't really have any gauntlets actually in the movie, so I'm going to actually exit that out, you know. He doesn't really have them. So I'm just going to take that out. Along his fingers. Gonna go along the other side as well. And I'm gonna find that on the other side. And let me go into the face, and I'm going to zoom into the face with you guys. And what I'm doing here is I'm trying to pull certain edges. Honestly, the outside of his face, outside contour. And going into the eye, darkening around the eye to kind of emphasize the eye itself, like so you can see it. It makes it more graphic. I'm trying to keep the eye a little bit smaller because it makes everything look bigger, very similar to the Hulk. I kind of talked about this, earlier in the video, but look at the Hulk's features and look at this guy's features. They have kind of that short nose. The shorter, like, honestly, I don't really like the look, so I made it about normal. But normally, Colossus has, really kind of a short nose in a lot of drawings. And pulling some shine on his face. He doesn't have really the rivets on his face so much. I'm gonna pull the rivets, kind of these rivets across his neck. Going in over here. A lot of it is just kind of reshaping certain things. That's kind of what I like doing. I like kind of throwing stuff in a rush, and not a rush, but throwing stuff in quickly, almost like you're seeing it foggy. That's just another approach, and then kind of cleaning that stuff out, you know what I mean? Sharpening that stuff, having it come into focus. I kind of dig that a lot. I'm gonna go over here. Oopsie. I gotta go through the, let me zoom out. So what I want to do now is I kind of want to go with the eraser. Whoa, snap. I want to go with the eraser, and I want to kind of get rid of a lot of the pencil marks. I think that's a good idea to kind of get rid of, to be honest, at this stage. So I can see, again, what I'm dealing with so far. And, go my kneaded eraser. So I'm going along the edge of the hands here. I'm trying to really get that in.
throw in another. Kind of sometimes in these rivets, I throw in another line a little bit to kind of give it a little bit of dimension. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of fast forward this, and I'm going to try to, the things I'm telling you about, I'm trying to straighten out certain lines, uh, you know, kind of make things read a little bit better. I'm going to do that just all over the place, but it's not going to be anything I haven't really told you, so I'm just going to, kind of speed this part up, and you can kind of watch it. I don't blame you. I blame the police. Anyways, that's pretty much it. That would be kind of the way I would, I'm just gonna ink Colossus. He's pretty simple, to be honest. He's one of those those buff characters that has this very distinct trait, meaning all these rivets and stuff like that. So it's kind of really easy to kind of draw them, because you're gonna get kind of close to him. If it's pretty easy to get close to that mark. It's kind of like drawing the Hulk. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. Also, I used this to finish up with. I didn't say that. Artist Loft number 5. I use this brush right here, the Pigma brush, and I use this. What do you call that? This Prismacolor. They could have all been in the same brand of any one of those guys, but that's just what I went with. Pencil and this kneaded eraser. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it, and I will talk to you next time. Get out of the way.